everyone, so welcome to this week's buy or bye-bye video. So today I'm going to be talking about some eyeshadow palettes that I got from Etude house. It is a Korean brand and I showed these in my huge Korean beauty haul video that I did last week. And I really got suckered in by the cute factor of this product. So I wanted to let you guys know what I think about them, whether they're worth it, and just overall what I think. So first, starting off, the packaging of it, of course, is like really what kind of drew me in, and this is like my favorite color of all time. There are 10 colors in the palette. I love that it's so compact. It's not this huge giant eyeshadow palette. It's really small and something that you could take with you easily or travel with, and you've got 10 colors in each palette. So the first one here is called the Ice Van palette, and this one is definitely a little bit more of an ice cream feel, and it's got a lot of warm tones to it. A lot of like pinks and oranges and reds, which I think for a color selection for eyes, I really like them. I don't know if everyone would like really use like these super bright like red eyeshadow, but I think it's really pretty and I like that it's different. So I will go through some swatches real quick to show you guys the colors. So in this palette of 10 shadows, you get 4 shadows that are a true 100% matte color. You have 3 colors that are kind of like a shimmery, what I would consider a shimmery satin. Like, you're not going to get a super foily shimmer look to it, but there is more shimmer to it than obviously the mattes. There is one color in here that is like a matte base with like micro shimmer in it, but I think it overall kind of acts pretty much like a matte color, because once you blend it, all those teeny tiny shimmer particles really do kind of get lost. And then you have 2 colors that in the pan look like they would be really shimmery or really frosty, but I'm sad to say that the 2 shadows are not my favorites at all. They're actually pretty in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of these 2 colors. I find that they're kind of like a do-nothing color. They look pretty in the pan, then they just don't really do anything. I also feel that they kind of have a really like flaky texture to them. They're not super like soft or buttery like the matte shades are. These 2 colors specifically reminds me a lot of kind of like kids makeup. It's super like shimmery and packed full of glitter and stuff like that, but once you kind of like swipe it or apply it with a brush, it really doesn't do anything. It's kind of like an invisible shadow with little bits of glitter in it, which is really unfortunate, I think, in this palette, because the matte shadows within both palettes I find are very, very good. And the colors that I mentioned that were a little bit more of like a satiny kind of shimmer, I think that they're okay. I definitely don't think they're the most pigmented eyeshadows ever, but they're still workable. But the ones that look like they would be super shimmery, I'm not a huge fan of. Especially since I paid about $24-ish for this palette. It reminds me a little bit in like the size and configuration of the little e.l.f. palettes that they have for $10. I don't own any of those and I've never tried them, so I don't know what the quality like is on those. So then moving on to the other palette I have, this one is called the In the Cafe palette. This one's definitely a little bit more, I would say, basic. You've got a lot of nudes and golds and warm kind of shadows. You get a little bit of a pop with this like pink color here. So in this palette I would say you get 7 mattes, slightly satiny, but overall I would pretty much call them matte, and then you get 3 shimmer colors. So 2 shimmer colors right here next to each other. I find that these 2 are significantly better than the shimmers in the Ice Van palette. They're still just not that 100% like, yes, that's perfect, I love this kind of shimmer kind of shadow, but they're definitely the best shimmer shadows out of all the shadows between the 2 palettes that I have. And then finally this last one here, it's again the same story with the pink and the mint color in the Ice Van palette. It's very chalky. It definitely gives off a little bit more color than the previous 2 shadows, but overall same thing, very flaky kind of texture. There's nothing that really like holds it together color wise. It just kind of seems like a vessel for this shimmer. Between the 2 palettes, I'm definitely a little bit more happy with quality wise the eyeshadows in the Cafe one, but I do love the color selection of the Ice Van palette more, just because I find it's a little bit more unique, a little more interesting. I mean, the colors in the Cafe one, like, you can find these 1,000 times over, but of course if those are the colors that you like to wear, then of course, you know, you always have to take that into consideration. I just find the colors visually just look a little bit more interesting in this palette, and if these 2 shadows were to have performed the way I wish they would have. I feel like this one would have totally been my favorite just because this palette really needs that minty blue color and like a really strong one that I think would just be perfect. So quickly again, I love the packaging of them. They're beautiful. I love the size of them. I think they're very portable. I love the cute concept of them behind them. The mattes are great. The shimmers are a little hit or miss, but overall for about $24 a piece, do I think it's worth it? Based on the shadow quality, I would say maybe skip on these if you are not like super in love with the like concept of them or, you know, the cutesy kind of factor to them. I would say spend $24 on some other palette. There are tons of eyeshadow palettes these days, and I just don't think these cut it for me. I would say pass on these. These are a bye-bye for me, even though it pains me to say that because they are so cute. I just think, you know, if this was maybe like $10, hell yeah, go for it. It's cute, it's good enough for $10, but for $24, I think that's just a little bit high for these. So that is it for this buy or bye-bye video. Let me know what you guys think if you've tried this, or if you have any suggestions for other things you want me to review. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.